Good day, you gorgeous, beautiful bastard, you out there. I see you. Thank you for the love and support. Here we are again, boys and girls, ladies and gents. Welcome back. Glad you made it. As always, it's another social production. Friday, April 29th, 2022. We're doing it, baby. This one's for you guys out there. I think all the ladies, too. It's spring. Summer's around the corner. You guys have manscaped. You guys have ladyscaped. You're trying to make it spicy. Let's see, today's gonna be a loose episode as per usual. Gonna keep it loose, baby. I hope you're all out there getting excited, because after everything that we've all been through, it's time to reignite the spark. You can't let the spark fade away. What am I talking about? I'm gonna be talking about different things as per usual, of course, but let's start off with this, man. I had a little chit chat with two beautiful individuals over the past couple of days. Spoke with my rabbi, Before we get into that, I think today's, I don't know, I'm playing around with this. I want to let's go mix of, let's call it hedonistic Friday, baby. Hedonistic Friday vibes, yeah? You feel me out there? No? All right, well, it's whatever. We'll mix it. Relationship Fridays, all sorts of relationships. I'm talking monogamous. I'm talking polygamy. I'm talking just friendship. I'm talking just relationships. You got to keep it spicy, and you also, let's get into it now. Let's get into it so we know what we're talking about. Spoke with two beautiful gentlemen, and I asked them, first one was a beautiful rabbi, my rabbi, first name my, last name rabbi. My rabbi, dude. Talked to this fella. He was married for 57 years. He is married with his wife, to his wife, for 57 years. And when somebody drops a little gem on you like that, 57 years of marriage. Whoa. That is bonkers. I don't know what the stats are these days on marriages lasting. It's people are holding it down. There are people holding it down. There are legit people who are holding it down, but there are people who are also, holding it up. So that's also a thing. And to hear somebody being married for 57 years, that just gives me, despite the fact that I'm not in a relationship, despite the fact that that's not my main objective at this point in my life right now, but it is nice to hear. It means there is a hope to be had in terms of longevity, in terms of, mating with somebody for 57 years. That marriage for 57 years, marriage or a tight relationship for them, that's when you decide, you look somebody up and down and you're like, yes, that's the asshole I want on my face for the rest of my life. So that's, you gotta be okay with these things. It's like, man, can we 69 it for 69 years? Can that happen? Can that be a thing? And it takes a lot from both ends. You feel me? So that's where it just got me excited. See, I had to ask him, I'm like, okay, rabbi, my rabbi, first name my, I call him rabbi. We're on last name basis here. That's what it is. It's 57 years. It's exciting, dude. That's a record amongst records somewhere up there, What's the longest anybody's been married, by the way? What's the longest on planet Earth right now? Who's the record holder? Is it like, this dude's coming in hot with that 57? Is somebody out there, I see you're 57, I'm gonna play this 62, beat that. You know what I mean? Is there somebody, that's been married? I bet you have higher odds working. If you met your maybe high school sweetheart, your high school sweethearts, and you got married right after high school maybe sometime, and you stay together and you're all old and wrinkly now, maybe you're holding it down tight. I commend you for that as well. So I think that's you don't want to go too early, because then you're just, you're dancing around parameters concerning legalities that you don't want to be getting yourself involved with. But nonetheless, man, if you can hold it down sometime after high school, maybe, college, university, and you hold it down, you're like, yes, that's the asshole that I want on my face for the rest of my life. And you're comfortable with that. So shout out to you if you're doing that. But I wonder, yeah, who's the record holder right now? Speaking of records, we just obviously had a new champ. You know, Sister Andre. Speaking of records, no big deal. 118 years old. But what are you doing out there? Have you been married for like maybe fuck, dude? You find these super centenarians. They're like, oh, we've been married for 200 years. 200 years, same asshole on my face, and that's again commendable. It's shout out to you for holding down. But I have to ask, I'm like, my rabbi, if you can give this guy, you know, so I can share with the people, because you don't hear too many of these stories. I'm like, what if you could just drop, you know, a little bit of that knowledge on your boy? What would you say is the key to one thing you could say? One thing, if you could say, that is a component of a successful relationship. And he's like, this is going verbatim now. His words, not mine. And we'll get into it, baby, but it's what it is. He said, the lady's always right. Don't let your ego get in the way. Now, if the sentence had finished right then and there, it would have been like, man, that is okay. Dropping facts, dropping knowledge, makes sense. And, but it didn't. It went somewhere else, went somewhere completely different, because you don't expect but that's exactly it. You meet a rabbi, expect the unexpected, fam. You know, don't let that Dumbledore beard fool you, because he said, don't let your ego get in the way, right? He's like, the lady's always right, don't let your ego get in the way. I thought the sentence would have finished right then and there, but he followed with, what did he say? Lady's always right, don't let your ego get in the way. What was his exact word? Gosh darn it. Don't let your ego get in the way. But dump her if she's a bitch. Dude. And that's 50 that because that's the thing. Again, any part, like if you just said, you know, don't let your ego get in the way, lady's right. What am I like, all right, fellow who's been in it for 57 years, he knows something. But to add that additional piece of information, that also gives it a little bit of, this guy's not just, you know, this guy's not just fronting on me. This guy's not just saying what's popular. He's dropping facts. And he's at that age where he can do that, you know, because sometimes you're a little bit younger. You're like, what if, you know, you're worried about the consequences of dropping facts. You drop it, oh, happens. But he's like, yeah, don't let your ego get in the way, lady's right. Unless she's a bitch, dump her. And that's what it is, man. And that goes for both men and women. But that's the thing. I think you got to gauge each other. And I think, yeah, because you've had men who are, you know, bitches. You've had ladies who are bitches, but you also have ladies who are beautiful ladies who are nice, and you have guys who are beautiful guys who are nice. And once you meet, clicky, you know, you're up there. 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, just sucking on the same tits, dude. So that's what that is. But it was just, it's good to hear these things. It's good to hear these things. You know, take the time to get to know yourself, find what you want in life, and then go after it. And it could be any form of relationship, but it is what it is. It's spring, it's summer, it's time to go ahead and wet that beak, baby. It's time to wet that beak. It's time to put your toes in the water. It's not a pool, is it? It's just a yellow puddle, and you're like, what is water anyway? It looks like something I can dip my toe in. That is urine. You just stepped in a puddle of urine, but then again, you're wetting your toes, so that's all that matters, you know? That's what it is, man. Beautiful, because that's what it is. You can't, if you want to build that, you got to be compatible. There's so many components that go into it, you know? It's not just, it's work, essentially. But it's beautiful work. It shouldn't feel like work, but it does take work. Fun. Mixing fun with the work. Play. Work and playing. That's how you keep the marriage going, right? So that's a little piece of information that I heard. Wanted to share with you guys. But also, you know, I was on a roll. Collecting data. And nothing is a more complete analysis of how to, you know, hold down a relationship or, you know, let one loose. Who knows? You want to conduct a thorough research. You want a wide array of individuals in your pool. You know, you want to be sampling from large pools. You don't want to be going there, but that's what we did. So instead of just relying on one source, we expanded. We went with two. I know. So this is again, take this without a pinch of salt or pepper. Take this solely for what it is. I asked another beautiful gentleman, Andrew, shout out to my boy Andrew. He was in his, maybe if I could, guesstimate, I'd say early to mid 40s. 2 kids, married 9 years, holding it down also. That's the type of fella that's also committed to the same, person. Let's go with that one. And I had to ask him, like, what's going on in your life, Andrew? What's going on, man? He's out and about. I think it was his wife's birthday on the weekend. I think they were going to go check out a Jays game or something, and that's shout out to that. But also I did happen to, again, just, ask a little question, because I'm curious, dude. I'm curious to how people are living their lives and every aspect of it. And relationships to me is, people in relationships are cool, interesting. I'm like, dude, if you could, drop a little bit of that knowledge on your boy, what would you say is one thing that keeps a relationship going? Because 9 years, again, that's, it's not 57 or 52 or 60 or 70, but it's a good solid start. It is a good solid start. 9 years with the same person, and you got 2 kidsies. You're on the up and up, baby. And one thing he said was to never let it get stale, never let it just, simmer down. Keep it spicy. You got to make things exciting. You got to go a little bit of, you got to take those maybe same steps that you initially took in the early stages of the relationship, and probably it's never going to be like, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, I don't think you're ever going to, like, the early stages, maybe, I don't know, for everybody's different, but the early stages in a relationship where it's like the fire is, the passion is just burning, right? It's hard to keep that same momentum like 9, 10, 20 years, I would imagine. It's not undoable, obviously, and it's different. It's a different form of fire. Now you're like, this is our fire. Initially, you're like, man, we're just a couple of arsons, aren't we? Starting fires, putting fires out, burning things up and down the streets. But nonetheless, he said, spice it up, keep it a little bit exciting, don't let it get boring. So that's what again, learning, sharing. That's all we do around here. We learn and we share and we care, baby, and we grow together. Every day, we are growing. Growing. We're taking over. We're like parasites. No? We're like viruses. No. We're like bacteria. No, bacteria is bad. No, but there's good bacteria. There's good bacteria in your gut right now. We're like that good bacteria. We're probiotics, essentially. Is it needed? You don't want to live without it, let's just say that. So, fighting the antibodies out of this bitch, I think. Sips. I took those 2 pieces of information. It's lodged somewhere in there in the membrane, and I hope it gets maybe lodged in your brain if you were looking for that. And if you weren't looking for that, well, you just enjoyed 2 little short stories about relationships. But what I did, because I like to be ready, and I went ahead, I did a little bit of research. Now, we've teamed up with the best producers of spices, and this is what we're gonna do for you today. If you keep watching these videos, if you go ahead and follow me on Instagram, subscribe on my YouTube channel by searching Rob Sadri, and maybe checking out Patreon and dabbling in a little bit of that trickle down effect. Maybe you like what you see. Maybe you're like, man, I wanna see this thing grow. You want to be the steroids to this production, essentially. You want to inject it with that funding. You want to get fiscal, baby? Let's get fiscal up in this bitch. If that's the thing for you, there's that option. So again, Patreon, Instagram, YouTube. So what you can do is watch these videos, and essentially I've taken care of the spicy component of the relationships for us. Because who's got time to spice it up on their own when you can receive? Most people, when they get things shipped to them, they go through discreet packages, no labels, make it look ambiguous. What is it? Is it shampoo? Is it a blow dryer? Is it a lawnmower? I don't know. Is it for my ED? Is it for that itch in my crotch? I don't know. But these packages fully see-through, so you see the product. You see what you're getting. Your name is printed in bold letters. Name of the product, again, in bold letters, so that everybody knows what you're doing. Hey man, Frank and Jimmy are out there doing it, keeping it spicy, and they're not ashamed to share it. God damn, if we're gonna let the neighbors know, we're gonna let the neighbors know. That's what it is. So what we do for you, we've teamed up with the spiciest spice manufacturers out there. There's gonna come a package with a guy or a lady who'll deliver these beautiful packages to you. You open your front door, right? You just unzip your pants, open up your urethra, and we've got the best funnels made in summer that's, ethically sourced funnels. We pay them the right amount, not too much, not too little. You don't want them to accumulate too much wealth. Next thing you know, they're getting ideas. Oh, let me go make my own business. Fuck that. We need employees. But at the same rate, these funnels be, super chic, dude. I'm talking, and they're made of different things. The funnel's not really the important aspect. What's getting funneled in your urethra is the important aspect. I'm talking black pepper. I'm talking sriracha. I'm talking lemon pepper. I'm talking paprika. I'm talking a little bit of that, oregano. I'm talking about cinnamon, just all the spices down your urethra in there. Why? Because you got no time to keep it spicy, but your boys got you. Now you're just always feeling that spice, baby. Just, is this discomfort? Or is discomfort really another label for passion? You know what I'm saying? It's that time to put a couple of butterflies in your stomach. And I'm not just saying those like metaphorical butterflies when you see somebody and you cross eyes with each other and you're all cross-eyed now and you're like, oh, butterfly. I'm talking real live butterflies. Just 4 or 5 butterflies. Open it up, put it in there, close it back up, feel good about yourself. So that's what we're doing. If you continue watching these videos, there's going to be, don't worry, you don't even need to do anything else other than watch the videos, talk about it, maybe hit a like, maybe hit a follow, maybe subscribe, talk about it, maybe hit a like, maybe follow, maybe subscribe, talk about it. That's all you got to do. And fine, if it means cutting a few hours out of your day to attend to your family and your business, hey man, you win some, and I got your back. If need be, they're like, man, Tim's gonna need to know, where were you? You're supposed to be at work. I'm your no, baby, show him the video. And then they'll be like, it's completely understandable why you missed the morning meeting. And next thing you know, we're all just bonding together, aren't we? But we're here, and we're kicking butt, taking names, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I wanted to do today with you guys, as per usual. And I've been thinking about different things. Number of things. First of all, it's time to spice it up in different forms, not just in relationships, but in terms of sporting events as well. Because all we do around here is we're all about entertainment, and we're all about pets, and we're all about overall healthy lifestyles and overall well-being. I'm talking mental, physical, spiritual. And, for some time, this has been neglected and it's not been brought up to the public's attention that you can actually go out there. If you go searching, and this is what I do in my spare time, I go into I do safari searches, I do the Amazon searches. That's when I go into the depths of the safaris and the Amazons and I search. I look for lost tribes, I look for lost knowledge, I look for indigenous people with an extra, connection to nature. I gather the knowledge, I bring it here, dispense it to the North American market. So what we found out is it's again, spring, summertime, you want to go out there, you want to get that bod, baby, and you want to also participate in a little bit of that edgy sporting, you know what I'm talking about? But you're at that age where you're like, man, maybe I can't do the sports that I used to be able to do when I was younger. New sport, Ultimate Tapeworm Championship, baby. Introducing the Ultimate Tapeworm Championship. This is gonna go down, it's gonna be epic. What we will do for you, you'll be equipped with your own tapeworm. That's right, you don't even need to grow these things. Again, brought to you by the same gals and guys that brought you the spices for that urethra are gonna also be responsible for equipping your butthole with a great tapeworm. Now you're like, what can I do with this tapeworm? I'm glad you asked. What can't you do with this tapeworm? Let's see. First of all, hey, did you want a conversation starter? Boom. There you go. You and your tapeworm conversing. Now who's alone? You're not alone. Who's got a tapeworm? Who's making friends? Who's the most popular gal and guy in the neighborhood? You are rocking that tapeworm. What else could you use it for? Ever have difficulty locating your keys, your wallet, your phone? Let your tapeworm take care of it for you. You could easily hang all those 3 items from the loose end of the tapeworm and it's never lost. Where's my phone? Oh, right there. So taking care of business. What else could you do with it? You could also do a little bit of exercising. Did you always want stretchy bands to exercise so you can get bodies like those bodies out there? Or in here? Or do you just want to, you already got the body, but you want to tone it. Nothing tones bodies like stretch bands. Nothing tones bodies like a tapeworm. And you've been having issues losing weight. Tapeworm in there, doing the work for you. No more cutting, no more surgeries, no more pills, and you get to have a pet, dude. Ladies, I think we've been missing the obvious here, so it's out there. But those are just the recreational uses of the tapeworm. You can do a lot more with it. What we like to do is, if you're the type that likes to do a little bit something, like I said, a little bit extra, you want to go that extra mile, you've seen a few cockfights, you're like, man, I wish I had a rooster or was willing to use my cock in a cockfight. You don't need to live vicariously anymore. You can actually do it by reverses. This is what we're gonna do. We've already prepared the pit. There's gonna be a pit, right? You're gonna get in a pit. You've already been equipped with the tapeworm, right? You're gonna get on all fours. The other person who you're facing, your challenger, is also gonna get on their fours, also equipped with tapeworms. Now, what you do to train these tapeworms is completely up to you, because I want you to know, remember this, you're in control, okay? From A to Z, you're in control. Get on all fours. Next thing you know, ding ding, round one. Next thing you know, the tapeworms are clashing heads or tails. I don't know which way I don't know how they work exactly. We've got the best scientists working on it. And rest assured, this is gonna be FDA approved. It's gonna be sanitary. There's not going to be many accidents or injuries. There will be some, I'm sure, because this is not the sport or event for the faint of heart, or, again, anybody who's a little bit squeamish, if you will. You know what I'm talking about? But if you're a risk taker, if you're living life on the edge, if you're an edge liver, if you're edging constantly in life, this is for you, gal. This is for you, guy. Sign up now. Watch these videos, equipped with a tapeworm. Next thing you know, you're the talk of the town. Who's walking out there with his pet tapeworm, claiming trophies, winning ribbons, holding babies, cutting ribbons, planting trees, getting their name etched into the side of a local library maybe? Hey, sky's the limit. Don't snooze. That's what I'm going to do for you guys. And you get to not only experience having a pet, jewelry as an accessory, no longer searching for your car keys, your cell phone, your wallet, losing a bit of weight, making new friends. Next thing you know, you're walking down a dark alley. It's middle of the night. Don't you want to have a little bit of backup? People approach you, all of a sudden it turns into a little bit of that 1980s back alley approach where you're wearing a trench coat, a trench coat that's maybe khaki colored trench coat, dude, beige colored trench coat. And you're walking, it's late at night, you're down and then all of a sudden a bunch of 1980s thugs pull up on you. I'm talking 1980s thugs, dude, you know what I'm talking about. Leather jackets, jeans, t-shirts with missing sleeves, big hair. Leather boots maybe, chains. I'm talking butterfly knives, the best kind of knives. And they're good with it too, not just like hanging on the side. They're like really good with it, fucking both hands. And they think it's just another guy in a regular, average, beige colored trench coat. But guess what, fella? Guess what, lady? You're fully equipped with backup. Because all you gotta do is just let that bad boy loose. You're like, all right, give him one chance though, please, because there's no stopping them. We went ahead and like gene edited the gene that stops them from growing. This thing, if you feed it, it'll just keep growing. So what I want you to do is take that piece of information, lodge it into the membrane, keep feeding the tapeworm. Next thing you know, back alley sitch, let it loose, dude, let it loose. And it's just strangling people who are out to get you late at night, Give me your wallet. Oh, here's my wallet. Chuck it right there in the jugular, dude. Catch them off guard. You're welcome. Basically, we just did a whole 180 on your life. We took it to heights that have never been seen before, and you're a new person for it. You're welcome. Glad you made it. That's what we do around here. That's what we do around here. But overall, we're on a good path, ladies and gentlemen. It is 2022. I'm really happy about the way things are progressing forward. No longer do we lose patients in the surgery room due to lack of hygiene. Because remember back in the day when people used to go get surgery and then the surgery went really well? Like, really well. You know, somebody goes to the war, one of the good ones, loses an arm, loses a leg, or you know gets a couple of bullets ricocheted into their sternum or something, right? And they got to get surgery, and the doctors are good doctors, but the only thing is hygiene wasn't a big deal back then. But today, specifically, after we had a great reminder, just basic hygiene: wash your hands, wash your face, wash your elbow, wash your knees, wash your toes, wash your butt, wash your nose, wash inside of your eyeballs. Dude, when was the last time you rinsed inside of your eye socket? You know, there's a bidet for that. So what I'm trying to say is I'm glad that we're in 2022, because no longer do you have men and women, you know, because now you can go take surgery and be okay. You can go be that risk taker. You can participate in the Ultimate Tapeworm Championships, and there's going to be an ambulance waiting for you just in case you need to be just, you know, taken to the hospital. And the doctor is going to get in there, not like the 1920s or the 1930s, or maybe a little bit further back, maybe a little bit further in the, you know, closer to the present. But that's the thing, man. People used to, you know, open heart surgery, and they're just in there like knee deep with their whole, like, just smoking, and you just, you know, ashtray in there. Just, the guy was just like, you know, he was working on his old-timey car, and he's got like grease all over him, but he's a good surgeon. He's good with his hands. It's just they're like, oh, surgery went well, did everything by the book, but I don't know why these people keep dying. I don't know what it is, man. Bacteria, we've stopped it, but also replace it with good bacteria. Again, fighting bacteria with bacteria. That's what you and I are doing. And I'm glad that we're in this age of technology, advancements, helping each other out, you know, washing a couple of hands before we go in there, just, oh, scaffold. No nuts, what am I thinking about? I'm not too good with the equipments in the surgery rooms, dude. You know what I'm talking about. Fucking shiny, fucking, the same tools that like the guy in Saw used, dude. Just fucking saws and chains and, you know, bows and arrows, dude. That's what it is. So surgery's been made cleaner, and I'm happy about that. Very happy about that. We're kicking butt, ladies and gentlemen. We are kicking butt. We're taking names. Man, what a beautiful day. What else is on the agenda? What else is on the agenda? Oh, wanted to share another story with you guys. Back in '83, I used to be let's completely just change direction, because this is what we do. We just pull the handbrake, direction change, dude. We do a full U-turn. Not supposed to do a U-turn here. U-turn, baby. It is what it is. Nobody's watching. Nobody's looking. I won't tell if you won't tell. But also be careful out there. But we're U-turning, and this is what it is, baby. Back in '83, I used to be a mannequin, way before plastic mannequins got in the game, and we'll get into that as well, you know, because here's how it started, man. I was really big in Europe and Japan. I was just like, I'd go to Japanese storefronts, Japanese windows. I'd be a mannequin, dude. That's what I would do before. We didn't, up until '83 was the cutoff line, right? '83. Prior to that, it was live human beings. This was a job. This is something that I used to do. So, changed the game. Went in there. We would stand and do all sorts of things. And people, I was one of the game changers myself, because initially, people were just like standing still, not doing much with their bodies. They were just like, oh, look at us being regular mannequins, not doing anything. I was the one, like, I came up with like the hand on the hip, and like I came up with this, dude. This killer in Japan, 81, 82, Japan, parts of Europe, this, and this killed, right? This right here, you've seen this, yo, murdering, and we were right in the highest highs, dude. Things were, we'd have lineups around corners, around circles, lineups around lineups. We had mazes of people just like, where's the line? You're part of it. You're part of the link in the chain, you know? That's what it is, man. But everything came to a screeching halt because I had a big idea. Back then. It was revolutionary. Japan was ready for it. Parts of Europe were ready for it. I can't say North America felt the same, but it is 2022, and perhaps we can bring it back. Bring back live mannequins. That's what it was. I changed the game. I went in there. I'm like, what are you guys trying to achieve? I went in there. I went to the meetings. I went to the think tanks. I went there behind the closed doors, and I opened them and I closed them and I opened them and I closed them. I'm like, man, these doors are fine. And then I sat down. I'm like, let's have a meeting. What are you guys trying to achieve here? They're like, man, we want to achieve optimum sales. We want to just kill it in the sales game. I'm like, all right, what are you trying to sell? They're like, any product, but mostly here, clothing items. I'm like, okay, all right. What sells clothing better than a person who's not dressed? Follow me here. Do you guys ever walk down a street these days and catch those naked mannequins? They're just not dressed. You know, you'll see like, but it's plastic. It doesn't feel real. You're looking at things are awkward. It's weird. Are they human? Are they not human? So hard to distinguish. But nonetheless, I'm like, why don't we do this? You know how the mannequins are always dressed. Why do we go on days where they're not dressed? What gets more attention than non-dressed mannequins? Light bulbs went on, kept flickering. I'm like, somebody fixed the lights in here. So it was a great moment. We decided together that we're gonna do this again. Took off in Japan. Parts of Europe were really excited for these mannequins, but then somewhere along the line, somebody crossed the line one time, and I'm not gonna get into that and what happened, but aside the point, man, that's aside the point. Well, we were doing it big. We were living like rock stars. You know, I got method into it. I did method mannequin acting, bro. Just like, you know, like I did the lean, where I'd lean on another mannequin. Incredible, game changer. Because again, everybody was like stiff bodied, you know, and fully clothed, which was, I'm like, okay, if you want to keep doing the same thing. But it was great, man. It was great. Sure, you know. Did we cross some boundaries? Did we get a few clienteles that weren't really, you know, interested in buying clothing items? Yeah. We're still, I think it's one of those things that needs to be thought about and brought back, but in a different sense, maybe in different regions. Who knows? But that's what I used to do back in '83, man. I remember those Tokyo nights where the sun was setting and rising, because it's the land of the rising sun. So it's only natural it does so over there. If anywhere, it's there, you know? And that's what it does. And that's what I did. But that's what it is, man. Nowadays, if you go see, they're like, oh, we're going to just leave this mannequin not clothed to catch your attention, to subliminally be like, man, maybe if I spend some money in this clothing store, maybe they can afford to, you know, give that mannequin a few clothing items. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe finally get them that full transition surgery where they're equipped with the proper utensils and equipment, you know, because they're like, what are you trying to achieve here? You're not, you know what I mean? You don't see it. It's just a bulge. It's just a bulge, ladies and gentlemen. These poor mannequins. I know, and hey, man, I'm not gonna get in here and have a spiritual debate with you about are they human, are they not? You know what I'm talking about? Let's just, to each their own is what I say. But you're gonna build an entire body, but not give them proper, you know. It just leaves people confused, because I remember being confused. I'm like, how come mine doesn't look like that? Just a bulge, you know? How come this guy does, like, you know, why do I have nipples? If this guy doesn't have it, why do I have nipples? My teenage years just spent confused, asking the big questions. But we pulled out of it, luckily. Things worked out for the best. And we're here together. And I love you. I want to let you know that I love you from the bottom of my heart. If you've been with me from the get-go, thank you very much. This is a one-man operation, chewing forward like a bunch of people who chew things, you know? What other animals chew things? Or like rats. We're like mice. We're like rodents, but cleaner, much cleaner. Okay, just clean, just a little bit cleaner, you know, because you don't want to be too clean. Again, come in there with the antibodies. Come in the pro bodies. We're pro bodies. Probiotics. Come in there with the probiotics. Keep it pro, dude. Love you all. And if you're just joining me today, here again, I'm your boy Rob Sadri. I host these videos. I create these shows. I create the content. I puts it on the onlines, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Patreon, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. My goal is here to be silly, have fun, ask questions, deep questions, most often not so deep questions, most often questions that lead to other questions that just gets us all confused in a beautiful manner, of course. But what I'm trying to do is just maybe have you, you know, just if you've been having difficulty just getting a chuckle or a laugh, it's just right there and you don't know how to get it out, we'll bring it out together. We're going to get that chuckle, we're going to get that laugh, we're going to give you that tapeworm that you've been just dreaming about, and we're going to make it spicy so that your relationships last, okay? Because I'm tired of people be like, oh, how do I make it spicy? It's not burning enough. Dude, enough sriracha in that urethra, spicy for at least a month. At least a month. Because that's what it is. When you keep it spicy, you no longer have time to attend to things. Things are spicy. It's a burning up. You know? That's desire. That's passion. That's love. I think. I love you all. That's all I'm trying to say, man. That's all I'm trying to say. What else is on the agenda, baby? Bear with me a few seconds. My last little bit of information that I'd like to share with the fam, with the gang, if this is a little bit more serious, because it's concerning our lives, it's concerning our globe, it's concerning everything that's going on around us. Lately in the news, you might have heard murmurs, rumors, whispers. Everybody, you'll hear it. Oh, this dictator just throwing out the word nuclear. Yeah, who's got the fastest missiles? Who's working on, you know, intercontinental ballistic missiles? North Korea's been working on them, intercontinental ballistic missiles. Russia's got a few. This guy's got a few. That gal's got a few. Everybody's just like, here's the thing. I think if we could, we've got a problem. Two problems. We've got, you know, potential madmen and women. I don't think it, like, here's the thing. Just, I'm an optimist. I don't think anything's going to go down, but it's always good to prep. Your boy is a prepper. Not really, but I like to think ahead. And I thought about it, and I also read a couple of other interesting articles, and it's been popping up, and I just get a little feeling in my head that in the next maybe, I don't know, 8 to 10 years, I've been reading more articles about asteroids getting closer to the Earth and just whizzing by. I think there was just one last night, or maybe tonight, just whizzing by Earth really quick. You know what I mean? Part of me is like wondering, man, we've been out here just living a really good life, like really good life on planet Earth. Nothing, it's miraculous how we've kept everything intact and we've not been hit by anything. And we're in the middle of space. It's interesting to think about these things, but I'm wondering if we could somehow avoid being, you know, totally wiped. And the way we can battle this, the way we can combat this, whether it be a, you know, whether we take a little hit from a little asteroid or whether somebody decides to go a little, you know, oh, my dick's so small, button, you know what I'm talking about, that fucking, the small dick syndrome. Or not a lot of ladies take those positions. One lady is a contender. I have, you know, if I were to say maybe one lady, I look at Kim's sister from North Korea, Kim, not the other Kim. Kim's sister, that lady, I look at her and she's got that face. She's got that face where it's like, she could be a contender. That's what I see. But I could be completely wrong, and I hope that I am, obviously. But what I'm just trying to say is whether it's in the next, who knows? But obviously, but it's just, food for thought. What do we do this? Why don't we do this? We gene edit our genes with, because you're always like, oh, what happens if, a nuclear bomb goes off? What happens if a asteroid hits? And you're like, oh, the only thing remaining will be cockroaches. Cockroaches. Cockroaches, dude. Answers are out there in nature in front of us. Most often we look for the complicated, schmancy answers, but all we need to do is just edit a little bit of that cockroach gene into the human gene, and sure, we're not gonna look the same, probably not gonna feel the same, but guess what? Things change. Oh God. But it's gonna be all right, because everybody is gonna be in on it, and it's not gonna be like, you're not gonna be seeing normsies and then be like, oh, I feel a little bit inadequate because I got a little bit of that, cockroach gene in me. You'll be a survivor. Think about that, because that's the thing. For some odd reason, they're really resilient. I don't know, maybe like you gene edit a little bit of cockroach gene in you, all of a sudden you start scurrying everywhere, just fucking, just everywhere, dude, in the cabinet, into the depths of the ground. All of a sudden you're finding little nooks and crannies for yourself to just in unpredictable circumstances, find a little bit of safety, a little safe haven, just between cracks and like little fucking here, there, everywhere. Think about it, fam. What do you guys think, And their population is always on the rise, them and rats. I see it, or at least I've heard of it. Apparently there are a lot of them. So, simple solution, dude. Instead of like, oh, let me fix my baby with CRISPR and make him I wanna have an NBA baby. I want my baby to be a champion curler. I want my baby to be the best dartist, baby. That's the dartist, where they're really good with the aim, but it's just like, oh, it's admirable, but it's like almost of no, certain things don't add that much, If you're good with the dart, you're good with the dart. And it's really cool to see. I actually enjoy watching dart myself a little bit, very little, because I like accuracy and aim and hand-eye coordination, gosh. But it's one of those things where it's like, okay, cool. But all I'm saying is, instead of, focusing in on like funding your baby to be the best dartist or best curler or best triangle player, or you want to give your beautiful baby beautiful red eyes, you know what I mean? Instead of going that way, yeah, snippy a little bit of that, whatever, like unnecessary. Do they need an appendix? Take out the appendix, put in the cockroach gene in there. Next thing you know, we're doing it. Living past any potential hazardous material that may just, be within the vicinity. Wow, really went lispy there, didn't we? That's what it is, baby. Let me get a sip of this bad boy coffee here. Love you all. Thank you for the love and support. It is Friday. It is Hedonistic Fridays. It is good vibes only. I hope you guys are loose. I hope you guys are tight out there, whatever you're doing. If you're in, again, committed relationships, fucking keep it committed, baby. If you're out there playing that, you're playing the field. If you're out there playing the field, also shout out to you guys and gals out there doing it. I hope we all fully, I hope we all pick up something during the summer. You know what I mean? Just a little bit of that, just a tiny little STD here and there, just to spice it up a little bit. I hope we all can achieve our dreams. And yeah, I want nothing but the best for you guys. I want, for just a brief serious note, I want everybody to be healthy. I hope you're all healthy. I hope you're all safe and sound. I hope you all have ample wealth and prosperity in your lives, and I hope we can all trickle into each other's lives, and just fucking everybody's just uplifting each other. I hope we can all do that. I believe we can all do that. And yeah, man, things are on the up and up. So go ahead and hit the likes if you like, and if you don't, do it anyway, just to stick it to your mom and dad. And you're like, yeah, sure, I'm 35 and still living with the parents. Stick it to them anyway. I commend you. That's not, the times have changed, man. And you know what? Jesus used to live with his mom, so fuck the norms, dude. Save that money. Eventually, things will get better. I think. No, I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it, damn it. That's what it is. I love you all. Go ahead and seek a doctor if need be. Maybe practice a little bit of voodoo on the weekend if you like. Maybe, go. When was the last time you got a tan on your asshole? When was the last time you went for a mani and pedi and did a full reverse and asked a mani and pedi lady to sit down and you gave them a mani and a pedi? When was the last time? Flip the script. That's what I say, baby. I love you all. That box of sriracha, paprika, and cinnamon, and lemon pepper, oregano's on. Everything's on its way, and it's coming with that beautiful funnel that I promised earlier. Thank you very much for all the love and support. Have a beautiful weekend, everybody. I'll see you guys back here again on Monday, and we're gonna kick off a new month with new energy. Fuck yeah, baby. Rock and roll. Peace out.